Hey everyone, Christiane here for Card Player TV, and we're continuing our coverage of Day 2 of the $25,000 buy-in World Poker Tour Championship event. There are 225 players left, and among those players is Paul Wasicka. He was involved in a big hand just before the break began. We caught up with him. Alright Paul, we just caught a big hand right before break. Can you tell me about it?
Yeah, last hand before the break, I hadn't played a hand at the table, so I decided to raise with my king five, and got a caller from the cutoff, and I know I recognize his face, but I don't know who it is. So he called, and then the flop came 7-3-4, so I have a gut shot with runner spade draw, and I checked, and then he bet, and I check raised, and then he re-raised. But for some reason, I just really didn't think that. I thought he was kind of trying to figure out where he was at, and I didn't really feel like he had a big hand.
Well, plus he didn't re-raise you pre-flop. You might not
Right,
put
I
him
kind
on a
of
big
felt like
bet.
it was like a pair of nines, maybe trying to figure out where he's at, and there was some other things that went into the call also. But so I called with the intention of just like seeing what happened later in the hand, and then I hit my king on the turn, so now I don't have to bluff at it. And I checked and he checked, and the river was a 9. And I checked, and he bet, and I called, and he had queens, so my read was wrong, but I got lucky, so sometimes that happens.
Now, I had a specific kind of strategy question. Now, when you call like that on the flop with nothing, you hit your pair on the turn, whether it's like a king or an ace, one of those cards that you're not really scared to see a river card or something that's going to beat you. When you check there, are you both disguising your hand or like, turning into like a bluff catcher?
Yeah, exactly. Like, once I hit my king, I no longer have to bluff, and let's just find out if I was right and he was bluffing, trying to figure out where he was at. And then on the river, I don't know why I checked. I could have bet for value, but I thought it was a spot where I might get raised all in because he had me covered by a very big margin. And so I just decided to turn it into a bluff catcher, and he thought he was value betting, obviously. There's no reason for him to think that I have a king. So it's kind of a really weird hand, but those are the kind of hands that happen all throughout the tournament.
We also talked to Lee Markholt. All right, Lee, first of all, how's your tournament going?
Pretty good. That last level, I was able to win a couple nice pots, so I'm up over 200 now.
How's your table?
It's been pretty tough. It's been, it's like a full tilt commercial almost,
Really?
Like, got Phil Ivey, Eric Seidel, Jennifer Harmon, White Corkins. That's Marco Johnson down there. He's really tough. It's a tough table.
Don't forget to follow along with the live updates on cardplayer.com. We'll be back with a Day 2 recap. I'm Christiane for Card Player TV.